Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for February 24th, 25th, and 26th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now this is just going to be the overview, but the individual readings for the individual signs will be popping up as soon as I can get them done. So, I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, and just ask for whatever is needed to be said, and for the message to get delivered. The cards I'm going to be using in the readings themselves are my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards, my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will use my Doreen Virtue, Grant Virtue, Angels of Abundance, and my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, for this one, what's going on in the world, I'm going to use the traditional Waite Rider and my Osha Zen Tarot cards. Now, we're going to go a little bit into what's going on in the stars. Really what we are doing, there's really not a whole lot going on. I mean, everything is going on. Everything is moving forward. Everything is coming to light. Everything is being seen. But the next, like conjunction or the next just, entering into whatever will happen more around the 1st and 2nd of March. That's where Aquarius will conjunct with Saturn, which is also, Mercury in Aquarius conjuncts with Saturn in Aquarius at 29 degrees. Venus in Aries conjuncts with Jupiter in Aries at 9 degrees. And Mercury will be then later that day entering into the Pisces energy. So right now, and I've talked about what March is going to be like. March is going to be really the transition, or will be really the new start. We've got, again, I know I've talked about it, Saturn going into Pisces. That's going to be interesting in itself because Pisces is very psychic, very dreamy, very, it does have the duality of the two fishes, so it can go up, it can go down. Saturn has some constriction to it. So I'm really kind of trying to figure out what's going to be going on with that Pisces, as Saturn comes into it, because in some ways, Pisces is such a big dreamer that Saturn, what this could be doing is Saturn could be really focusing Pisces on specific direction, specific places to go with its dreams, or it might even take Pisces and really, really whittle down what those dreams are all about. So it could be a very positive energy. It could be a harsh energy at the same time, because we all have dreams, we all have hopes. And sometimes it's kind of like, no, want to focus on specifics. When Saturn went into Aquarius, I really knew illusion versus reality, truth versus fiction, type of energy. This one's going to be a little bit more, it's just going to be a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to say challenging, though I'll say challenging. It's going to be a little more restrictive. Not quite sure. But the other thing too is, and if you've been following me, I've talked about when Pluto and Capricorn and all of these signs. I was looking at, somebody had put out the birth sign for 1776, and we have been meeting a lot of that, of that type. There was, I believe, Uranus was in Taurus at that time. We had a lot of the planets in the same spaces. So as we're moving forward, even though the timeline's a little bit has been shifted, we are moving forward into those next steps. So we will see what we will see. But what we can only do is, no matter what goes on in the world, we can only concentrate on what we can concentrate. We can only work with what we can work with, okay? We have to live our lives, and we have to keep our vibrations very high, and just stay, okay, we get through it, we get this, we are spirit, we are, many of us are star seeds. You wouldn't be here on my channel if you weren't. This would not be attracting you if you weren't. And we are in many ways very strong spiritual warriors, regardless of what your path is, okay? Where you have been placed by God, Spirit, Source, whoever that is to you, okay? We've all been strategically placed in many ways. So we need to keep our spirits up. We need to keep our vibrations up. We need to know that whatever goes on in the universe, the world, we have to keep on our path, and we have to live our lives. Okay? Okay, hope that made some sort of sense. Anyway, I'm likening the time that we're in because we are, there is major transitions from the generation, I shouldn't say, is it the generation? The age of Pisces. We are transitioning to the age of Aquarius. Some people have said that it started in 2012. Some say 2026. Some say 2600. I just know we are definitely in those growing pains. Okay, but we are in a transition phase, and if you think about a labor, in the beginning, before you hit transition, it's kind of like, am I in labor? Am I not in labor? Are we about to birth something? And then when you have transition, it's like, oh, we are now committed. We are now committed. We are in transition. So the cards, I have prayed, meditated, and infused Reiki energy throughout the cards. I am a Reiki master, and I've asked for healing, I've asked for messages, I've asked for what needs to be given, for encouragement at the same time. But let's see what is going on in the world, what's happening for the world for this weekend, what do we need to know about for this weekend, for encouragement, but also for validation too. So, because so many of us are feeling this energy. Ascension energy. Some say that the ascension energy is changing our DNA, bringing it to, third dimension to fourth to fifth. There's a lot of things that happen with that. A lot of physical and mental and spiritual growth and changes along with, as we get closer to whatever our path is, get closer to our journey. Okay, here we go. 3 cards are face down. Higher power. What is it that you want everyone to know? First card is, okay. So we have the 10 of Swords. We have a 10 of Swords. 10 numbers are very important. The 10 is a 1, new beginning, 0, God source energy. 10, transition, and I was just talking about a transition. That something is transition. The old way is gone. The old way is left. We are moving into something. Now, generally, the 10 of Swords would say we are moving into something better. But this person, sword energy, can't. Aquarius, Gemini, also Libra. Remember, Saturn is still in Aquarius, so we still have that truth versus illusion, though we are transitioning to that Pisces time. It is also Gemini, which is Mars in Gemini, so there is that warrior energy going on, and also very intellectual. So there's kind of like a war in our, air energy, very intellectual energy, kind of like a war for our own minds type of thing. And then we have Libra energy. So things are transitioning, things are moving. Generally this says that this is an end. You can see, I don't know if this is overkill or not overkill, but this is definitely an end. Now, we have some water energy here. And the water is always about some is spiritual energy. We have earth energy, our, job, money, career, tangible energy. We have some air energy here. And I'm not quite sure where we would want to say where we have the fire energy. Not quite sure about that. But we do have, there is a dark energy out there, or there is a dark, we have an unknown future with this, okay? The future is unknown, but the past is gone. The past is gone. New stuff happening. Transitional energy. Next card, balance. So now we have a 2. 2 is choices, decisions coming together. We have the water. It's a little bit on the rocky side. This is Pentacle energy. Pentacle is our Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Money, job, career. Remember, Pluto is in Capricorn right now. It will be transitioning into Aquarius, and for about the 3 months, and then pretty much it stays. It comes back into Capricorn, but it stays for about 12 years once it goes back to Aquarius. Okay, so thought processes, again, changes in our thought processes when we go into that Pluto going into Aquarius. So money, job, career, balance of money. There is, the money's actually being contained. If you see that there's that infinite, this is an infinity sign, or it could be that 8. 8 is unlimited opportunities, possibilities, but, he's trying to keep a balance. He looks like he could even be juggling, but there is some restrictions. Whatever this band is around him, there is some restrictions, and there is a little bit of a rocky ocean behind him. So something to do with money, keeping a balance with money. A little bit, there is some rockiness behind, so there could be some rocky times with money. So, keep balance, keep some money, keep some money on hand. Just keep a good balance with your money situation. Okay. Now, this is what, and actually, even though I speak about this for you, it's really, this is what's going on in the world. This is more a world view. Here we go. Next card. Okay, now again, when it's reversed like that, I say that it has a little stronger energy. So we have a lot of spirituality with the High Priestess. This is major arcana. There is a lot of things. We have pomegranate energy here, which is very, pomegranates were very fruitful, fertility. I think also a lot of wisdom. We have the High Priestess. There is definitely a spirituality with her. She has this kind of moon energy, or this circular energy above her. She has the scroll, and so again we have, here's the moon energy, and she also has kind of this water energy. We have the B and J, which is, I believe, like Boaz and Joachim. I know I'm not saying that right. So definitely a very spiritual energy, a very connect with your higher power energy. Being very, being kind of like, I'm kind of getting like, this is what has to happen. It has to happen this way. But things are, are not going to be as harsh as we might expect. Because the one thing about the High Priestess is she only gives you what you can handle. Okay, that's one of my takeaways with the High Priestess is she only, she only gives you what you can handle. But at the same time, this is a time for prayer, meditation, connecting with higher power. So it's an interesting energy, interesting weekend. Take what you like. Like I say, take what you like, leave the rest. Now let's go to the Osha Zen Tarot cards. Let's see. I'm getting in with her, and normally I don't talk about the religious factors with her. It's more the spiritual. So I'm kind of wondering if we have something that's, that there's like a religious versus a spiritual energy going on with her right now. And I know I get that with the Hierophant a whole lot. And and it's like the business of religion, the business of government, as opposed to what is the spiritual, what is your connection, what is God's source saying to you. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of I'm kind of getting a little conflict with this High Priestess. And it could be a conflict between what we have been told, what we have believed, and what is to be believed. I'm not sure. I'm kind of feeling like there's, again, conflict in, the business of religion. This is what we're told, and this is what's actually happening. I'm not sure. You let me know. The people that like to, that have, maybe God's source will give you a different interpretation for her. Okay, so let's see what else we might have with our Osha Zen Tarot. Let's see what we might have here. Okay. Let's see. Higher power. What else would you like? Okay. Well, these two kind of jumped, so I'm not quite sure. These two jumped out, so we're going to take these out, but I'm also going to take the top of this one out too, because it did do whatever it did do. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay. Okay, receptivity. Now, this, you can see that there is a lot of, in some ways, this is the crown chakra. I mean, basically the root base would be down here, and then as it goes up, 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 these are the chakra energies. This is, these are energy points where mind, physicality, and spirituality come together. And the crown chakra is that chakra that connects with your higher power. So, what we're hearing is, again, kind of going with this, except I would say this is more with the spirituality part. But this is to be open and to be receptive. We've got the water again, which is a lot of spirituality. And a lot of times, this is blue, this is indigo, and this is just, it's just this white, blue, violet. I mean, it's just this wonderful, wonderful color. So we've got be open, pray, meditate. Next card is maturity. Maturity. So we're stepping up. We're stepping into a new phase. We're stepping into, what I was saying about Saturn in Pisces. I think that this is where, like I said, Saturn could be really focusing our dreams, and in many ways, we could be that very young person that has so many dreams, and then we get to this point where it's like, well, we have to kind of focus on what's up, what's maybe in our true heart. So there is this sense of maturity, and I do think that could be one of the positives with Saturn going into Pisces. We could be coming to a more mature viewpoint of life and viewpoint of what we want. Our last card here, friendliness. So now we have a 2 again. So we've got a couple of 2s. Interesting with this is again 2 choices, decisions. We have these 2 trees, very similar, but yet not. And I think this just, this is about community. This is about joining together. This is about loving each other. So something's going on where the over message is really a little bit more crisper, is a little bit clearer. But the under message is, again, being open to God, open to Source, Holy Spirit. There is a growth energy here. Maybe this is going from 3rd dimension to that 5th dimension. And there's, we don't necessarily have to agree, but we don't have to be enemies anymore either. So I'm not quite sure what it all means. Let's pray on it. Let's meditate on it. Let's just figure it out, okay? And we will see what we will see. All right, so do me a favor, please, if you've watched this, please, 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 I am now also on Rumble, so Rumble me. Also to do the like, share, subscribe, clicking on the bell for notifications. It really helps, and it keeps me on air, so thank you. As always, let me get this over here. As always, though, always know, and this is so true. Since I first started, this is the truth. Know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.